All right. Hey, Gary. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome. We get started at the top of the hour. Say hello when you come in. Say hello when you come in. Boom, we got it. Got what I wanted. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to National Unity Conference. You guys have a good time yesterday without me? Excuse me, I just drank spicy water, so I may have a lot of gas bubbles. I apologize in advance. What's up, Misha? What's up, guys? Shout out to all my new followers. If you guys are on here, I don't know if you are, but shout out to you when you get in. That video about stupid people is going up. It's my most watched video. Thanks for the hearts, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Man, you guys been showing a lot of love to me. I appreciate that. We're gonna have a good one tonight. We're gonna follow up that video I talked about stupid people. We're gonna talk about how to win stupid people tonight. How to win the stoops. Come on in. We're gonna get started at the top of the hour. Top of the hour. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. What's up, Taylor? What's up, David? What's up, Moon? This is just we get started at the top of the hour, so we can chat whatever you guys want to chat about right now. Whatever you guys want to talk about, drop it in while we got 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, or 6 minutes. We get started at the top of the hour, so we can talk about whatever you guys want to right now. Drop it in. What's up, Floyd? Lamb Chops, I like that name. Some of you guys have like really cool names. I just went with Gabe the Great. What's up, Adam? What's up, Juan? We get started top of the hour. We'll get going. Let me take this hoodie off. All right. There's your show. Here's your show for today. It's still wild to me that like there are women who can just wake up and like look at a camera and just like make tens of thousands of dollars. It's kind of nuts to me. I know I used it as an example in the last live as like we could take that idea and transform it, but like it's kind of crazy to me. It's kind of nuts. What's up, Jason? We gonna get started at the top of the hour. We gonna get started at the top of the hour. What you guys got plans this weekend? What you guys doing this weekend? What's happening this weekend? Nobody's protesting. Did anybody here go to the protest? How was it? Where you guys were at? If you guys went to the protest, how was it? Or if you went to the parade, the Trump parade, whichever one. How was it? We're going to get started at the top of the hour. A few more minutes so we can chat it up. But whatever you guys want. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Shout out. What's up, Deli? Shout out to all my new followers. Shout out if it's your first nuke. If it's your first nuke tonight, National Unity Conference, shout out to you. Shout out to the fan club. Shout out to everybody who's sending hearts. Go ahead, send hearts, man. Share this out. Share this out, National Unity Conference. If it's not your first time, go ahead and share it. If it is your first time, You ain't got to do nothing for me till I do something for you. All right? You ain't got to push a heart. You ain't got to push a share. Don't worry. I'm going to deliver value. And you can take it from there. Reciprocity economy, right? Reciprocity economy. I'm not worried about asking. I'll deliver. Y'all reciprocate it back, all right? When y'all like it, y'all hit the heart, y'all hit the share. If it's your second or third time here, I'll ask you to hit the share because you obviously like it. What's up, Tammy? What's up, Amanda? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to start at top of the hour. I just came on here early. Got a little spicy water today. We're going to get started at the top of the hour. Come on in. What's up, Ann? What's up, Johnny? Donald? 2 more minutes. We'll get started like 2 more minutes. What you guys planning for the weekend? What people doing for the weekend, man? How many of y'all, when I ask that, start talking to the phone? Like I can hear you. What's up, Patricia? What's up, Michael? What's up, Amanda? Welcome back. Welcome back to all the multiple times people who come to the National Unity Convention. We're going to piggyback off of that video I made a couple days ago about winning stupid people. So we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna learn a lot. We're gonna unify. We're gonna get our country back on track. We ain't gonna wait for nobody. We're gonna do it ourselves. We ain't got time to wait for these idiots. We ain't got time to wait for them. Turn my car off. You guys' screen names are funny. Ugly, but I know your name is Lay. All right, it's 7. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's National Unity Conference. My name is Gabe the Great. I host these every night on TikTok, where we're bringing the country together. We are going for a pro-human society. We here at the National Unity Conference, we accept that our government is on some BS right now. Our government's on BS. I don't care if you right. I don't care if you left. I don't care where you fit at. The United States government is on some BS right now. And they've been on BS for a long time. That's how we got in this situation. So we here at the National Unity Conference, we're like, listen, man, we're done with all that. We're done with all that. We're done with all y'all. You're not going to make me hate my neighbor. You're not going to use my, we ain't getting drafted, bro. That ain't going to happen. They can't make us do nothing, right? A lot of that, I was hearing today that they're running out of money for even ICE and stuff like that. So we ain't worried about it. But we're coming together and going, hey, we are going to build a pro-human society. We're going to build a pro-human society, even writing a pro-human constitution. Okay, so one of the things that we recognize here at the National Unity Conference is that you can chart America's dysfunction all the way back to its constitution. And there's no way, it doesn't matter how many amendments we do, if a document that says it's only for landowning white males over 21, we are always going to have struggle because that spirit is going to be there. And we see that hierarchical kind of white supremacist kind of spirit that has continued on all the way down here we are 250 years later. So here at the National Unity Conference, we talk about what we need to do to build a pro-human society, right? That means pro-children, pro-rich, pro-poor, black, white, everything, every religion, everybody in between. We want a pro-human society. And one of the ways that we've figured out doing this is we got to get focused on the children. We got to get focused on the children, and we've got to build a society for the people who can't build it for themselves. Otherwise, our society is going to get hijacked by bad faith actors. Okay? So, welcome, everybody, to the National Unity Conference. Now, I want to eventually go on the road, man. So if you guys want me to come speak somewhere, it could be a big or small venue, message me. I want to get out of this Prius. I want to rent a venue. So if you guys have heard me speak or you want to come hear me speak, feel free to message me. Feel free to hit up, any of the contacts. Also, don't forget to click the link in the bio, mercyformaya.com. I'm here for my baby girl, Maya Bella, who was abused by her special education teacher. And so I'm here building this movement, starting this revolution for her and for all the American children, because that's what we're focused on. We're going to build a country for all American children. Okay? All right. Let's get into it tonight. Tonight I'm going to talk about, 20 to 35 minutes. And then we just yap. We just chop it up, all right? So the other day, I made a video. And I think that video has about 60,000 views. Is that viral, by the way? Is that considered viral? Sometimes I think, I just have, such astronomical goals that, nothing is, is that viral? Is 60,000 viral? I guess it is for my account, because I only have, 3,000 followers. And before that video, I had less than that. So I guess it's viral. So anyway, I got a video right now. It's got over 60,000 views, 1,000 comments. What's up, Lisa? So I made a video about, hey man, there's a lot of stupid people. And a big portion of the country is stupid. And I'm going to get into what I mean by that in a second. A big portion of the country is stupid. And if we do not win the stupid people, if we don't learn how to engage with these people, demagogues are just going to come and use these people, trap them in cults, and things like that. We've got to build infrastructure for stupid people, right? And oh man, that resonated with a lot of people. I started the video off of yo, y'all don't want to hear this. Apparently everybody wanted to hear that. Apparently everybody wanted to hear that, hey, we got a lot of stupid people and we got to do something about them. So tonight we're going to talk about that, okay? So we're going to talk about how to win stupid people, okay? Now, let's talk about stupidity, because one of the things that I talk about on here is the same way I feel about the R word. I'm not going to say it because of TikTok. But there's a lot of words in our society where white supremacy has taught us to euphemize language. And what that means is we take the sting out of language. Particularly in American English, we tend to take the sting out of our language, right? In other cultures and other languages, there's emotion when we talk, right? But what white supremacy has done is hijacked a lot of words, and it's made us to feel like we can't say certain words. And if you say certain words, you are automatically being malicious. And it's no, stupid means something. And we've got to understand, we've got to take that back and help people understand there are people who are stupid. There's a large portion of them, and we got to do something about it. So when I talk about stupidity, I'm talking about people who lack the cognitive capacity for critical thinking, complex reasoning, and discernment. So let me say that again. These are people who lack the cognitive capacity for critical thinking, complex reasoning, and discernment. Okay? Stupefy also comes from the word stupor, which means to stun. Okay? It means your brain is stunned. You're unable to think clearly. Okay? So when we're talking about stupid people, right? And there's a large portion of the population, understand, I'm not meaning this as an insult. We have to use words to accurately describe people. One of the issues that we're going to talk about is that, and I talked about in a video today, is that a lot of us just want to assume that everybody is at our level, right? And this is why I wrote my manifesto. And I said right at the end of the body and the environment section, or the society section, is if you don't know where you ends and the world begins, you're going to be confused. And a lot of people are like that. A lot of people want to say, well, this is my intelligence level. Everyone should be able to get here. Everybody can't get to your intelligence level. Everybody, and that's okay. That doesn't make them less of a human. That doesn't make them, less deserving of rights. But what that means is there are people who are who don't have the same cognitive capacity to you as you. It's not even about intelligence. No matter how hard they try, they will not be able to do better. Okay, and so we've got to not be elitists, right? And go, oh man, forget the stupid people. No, we got to win these people, because clearly these people can be won, and they are useful, and they're humans at the end of the day. And every human in a pro-human society deserves human rights, unless you are intentionally, purposely, and knowingly engaging in anti-human behavior. Okay, but let's talk about stupid people, right? In a pro-human society, right, we believe we're all connected. So it's why we don't focus a lot of labels on here. I don't go through a lot of labels over here. We don't talk about black. We don't talk about LGBT. We don't talk about left. We don't talk about right. Nope. I don't care about none of that. Whatever label you want to put yourself in, awesome. I'm here to build a pro-human society. And in a pro-human society, we got space for all the labels, except for any label that seeks to suppress somebody else. Whatever label, but we're not going to do that. But because in a pro-human society, we understand we are all connected. We are all in this together. And none of us can just by ourselves say what is right. Like I say in the manifesto, none of us by ourselves, any more than Hitler, can just say what's right. Okay? So, the other thing we got to understand is that stupid people are not necessarily bad. I think a lot of times when people think of stupid people, they think that they're malicious. It's not that they're malicious, it's that they're cognitively limited. Okay? They are cognitively limited. And yes, maybe they should have learned it when they were younger. Yes, maybe they should have got to college. But we want to sit here and act like we got the greatest education system in the United States of America? Right? Like at some point, I tell people this all the time, you have to start engaging with reality as it is and not as you hope it or wish it to be. Like, we do not have the greatest education system in the United States of America. It's not like we got the greatest education system in the world. So the fact that there's so many stupid people should not surprise you. The fact that when you do understand deeper complex issues like racism, like bigotry, like all these other things, you understand that these things are systematic, that these things are implemented through law, these things are implemented through institutions. So there are people's full-time jobs to emotionally manipulate people, deceive people. That's a big part of government up to this point of human history. Controlling people, controlling the information they receive. That is a huge part of what government has been up to this point in human history. So you got to stop being shocked that there's stupid people. There are stupid people, and it's okay to say that they're stupid. Okay, you don't need to feel guilty for like, oh my gosh, I feel like, no, these people are stupid. Okay. And that's fine. They can't think clearly for multiple reasons. Sometimes it has to do with just basic cognitive ability. Sometimes it has to do with the fact that they live in a society that's literally trying to destroy the Department of Education. Right? And these people are like, yeah, destroy the Department of Education because they're trying to teach our kids. They're trying to, change the gender of the kids. And they don't even know the federal government doesn't have anything to do with your school's curriculum. Your school's curriculum is decided by the rich folks in your city. That's who your school curriculum is decided, or the school board, right? That's who decides the school curriculum. The Department of Education has nothing to do with that. Okay? So it's one of these things. Okay, they're taking some away the lives, some of the comments. You guys getting crazy down there, huh? But so we got to understand that, like, yo, a lot of this is built into the system. Okay. You also got to accept this is particularly hard for you educated people, and particularly you left-wing educated people. Okay. It doesn't matter how well you explain it. Okay. I talked about this in the video. You got to make it simple, clear, and emotional. It just can't be simple and clear. Just because it's simple and clear, it doesn't mean that they're going to get it. Okay. When we're talking about stupid people, what I need you to understand, it doesn't matter how well you explain it. They will not get it. It's like you're trying to explain algebra to a toddler. Okay. They're not ready for what you're trying to tell them. Right. They can't receive it. And I talked about this in a follow-up video where I said, listen, don't be afraid to offend stupid people, because you have to get their emotions and evolve. You have to. That's how they process the world. That's how they process information. And you can sit on your high horse and say, well, they should do it this way, and it's better to do it this way. It doesn't matter. These people are adults. These people are humans. They deserve human rights and a right to vote. Okay, we're going to talk about how you win that. I know it can be seen frustrating, but a lot of that has to do with our own self-righteousness. A lot of that is us telling the world how the world should be instead of engaging with the world as is, right? We'll get all this knowledge about all this stuff about how society works, and then when other people don't get it, we're like, what's wrong with everybody else? Hey, they haven't gone through the process you have. They don't have your vantage point of reality. Right? And so because in a pro-human society, we're all connected, we got to take care of these guys. Okay. Let's talk about bigotry. Okay. Because one of the responses I got from that video was that, these people aren't stupid. They're bigots. Okay. It's not that they're stupid. A lot of people want to go, hey, it's not that these people are stupid. They're bigots. They're full of hatred. Right? That's the issue. And I want people to understand something. Bigotry does not equal malice. And that's a tough pill to swallow. Trust me, I'm a black man. Bigotry does not always equal malice, right? Because you got to remember, think about this. Does the material world today give you any evidence that or support the idea that white people are just genetically superior than everybody else? Because that's the basis of white supremacy. Or that men are just superior to women. If there's no way you can exist in the United States of America and engage with reality and see all these black men and women who are successful, see all these women, see all these people of color, see all these queer people, see all these, different types of people be successful in different arenas, and then come to the logical conclusion of white supremacy, of sexism, of misogyny. You can't logically arrive at these things. Okay. And so when you have these preconceived notions, right, about people, you got to understand these people did not get to those things logically. You don't think your way into bigotry. You don't reason your way into bigotry. Okay. These people are emotionally manipulated into this. We know no child is born a bigot. Not a single child is born a bigot. You have to be emotionally manipulated into bigotry. Now, luckily, we live in a day and age with cameras. We live in a day and age of where people can look at the material world and go, wow, there are so many different types of successes, so many flavors, so many different. I see every single day different people accomplish different things. So it's really hard to logically stay a bigot. This is why these people often live in echo chambers. These people live in these, like, they're constantly getting indoctrinated. You have to constantly indoctrinate for somebody to be a bigot, for somebody to believe these things. Okay. If you just send people out into the world, they're not going to come back bigots. It's not going to be possible. Right. Because so they're going to eat themselves. Right. And so this is also why, I said indoctrination. This is why the religious right and government likes to use fear. They like to use fear, right? Because remember what I said, stupid comes from the word stupefy, which means to stun your brain, right? You can't think clearly. These people aren't thinking clearly. You don't reason to bigotry. You're emotionally manipulated and you stay like that for a very long time. But there's oftentimes a lot of indoctrination. And this is why they use fear a lot, right? This is why they use fear, because when you're in a fear state, you are not thinking clearly. You are led by your emotions, right? This is why I tell people, I talked about this last night. I talked about how, listen, if you ask somebody why they like, just tell me why you like Trump without talking about somebody else, they can't. Because it's not that Trump is smart. It's that he is a symbol of strength. And I said this in a video today. It doesn't matter if you don't think he's strong. These people feel like he's a symbol of strength, because fear, when you're afraid, the only thing you want is to feel safe. So if you listen to people, just listen, don't react, don't judge, don't say anything, just listen to what they're saying. They're not saying anything logically. Everything they're communicating to you is fear. Oh, fear, this illegal immigration. Well, what are they doing? Oh, they're coming over here and committing these murders and this and that. Like, it's fear. It's fear. Oh, and the schools are trying to turn our kids into the fear. If you just listen, if you just go, okay, what on a spiritual level, what is this person trying to communicate to me? They're trying to communicate to me that they're afraid. And this is often why, and again, we actually know this. There's actually been studies on this. We know for a fact, heaven makes people feel good, but hell makes people do good, right? And so fear is one of the greatest weapons for controlling people and to keep people not thinking clearly, right? If you want a simple way of thinking about stupidity, it's just not thinking clearly. And here's the other pill you got to swallow. We've all been stupid in our life. I've been stupid. Okay? I was in a cult for 13 years. I know some of you guys would never believe it, but I was in a cult for 13 years. There's people on this live that can attest to that, right? So I know what it's like to be emotionally manipulated. I know what it's like to sit there and think, oh, I logically have come to this conclusion about God or about Jesus or about the world. I know what it's like to be indoctrinated, and you genuinely feel. I tell people this all the time. When I was in a cult, it wasn't that I believed that I was going to heaven. I knew I was going to heaven. It wasn't a belief. I knew. And this is why when you talk to these people, they're like, no, I know this is the truth. I know this is right. It's emotional manipulation. This is why they're constantly being indoctrinated. This is why all their influencers spout the same talking points. It's to keep people in a constant state of fear. If you look at their leaders, again, don't stop judging. Just step back and go, what are they really communicating? Fear. As long as you're afraid, your main thing is to feel, you want to feel safe. You just want to feel safe. You can't start thinking logically until you're at a place of safety. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, the government's not going to, or the people who want to power and control, of course they want to keep these people poor. Of course they want to keep these people uneducated. Of course they want the same talking points to them all the time. Because the other thing we don't think about is the brain has, hey, Kate, the brain has no defense against repetition. The brain has no defense against repetition. This is why I tell y'all, sometimes put your phone down. This is why I tell y'all, stop watching news about Trump. You know what he did. It doesn't matter if you intellectually know, hey, look at that. Thank you. It doesn't matter if you intellectually know, oh, this is bad. This is, he's just trying to use fear. If you keep consuming it, you'll get in that fear state too. This is why a lot of us we're not reaching these people, because we're not thinking clearly. We're trying to logic them. And it's like, they don't understand logic, right? You can do it as much as you want. It would be like me. Like I have and I'm not going to use that example because I don't want to compare them to that, because I want that separate. But it's one of these things where it's like, we're not going to be able to logic these guys, okay? So coming into that, kind of rounding this out here, this is why we need to support our leaders, okay? I talked about in both of those videos where stupid people, you have to make things simple, emotional, and clear enough for them to follow. Not simple, emotional, and clear for them to understand. They're not going to understand. You have to make it simple, emotional, and clear for them to follow. Right? So one of the things I talked about in the video earlier, I said, don't debate marginalized communities with these people. Go volunteer somewhere and take them with you. Right? Or if you don't want to do the work, and we've talked about this last night too, you have to find and support the people who will. Okay? It's one of these things is you can't win stupid people without strong, authentic leadership. You cannot win stupid people without strong, authentic leadership. Because remember, as long as the other side performs certainty, as long as the other side performs conviction, right? You guys will be watching something on the news. Like, I don't know. Okay, forget it. I'm gonna go there. I know we got a lot of mixed company here, but stay with me for a second. I don't know if you guys recently saw this Ted Cruz, Tucker Carlson interview. I don't really know where you fall on the lines of anything, but that's not as important as it seemed to me as if Ted Cruz just wanted to get talking points out. Like he just needed to say things. He got dragged around the room. He just needed to communicate certain things. Like I just got to get these phrases. I got to get these words out. I got to get this out, right? This is why, and it's so inauthentic. You can tell it's just talking points. You can tell he's just a shill. And this is why you need strong, authentic leadership. And this is why he got dragged. Because even though I don't think Tucker Carlson is the most authentic person, in that moment when Tucker would go back at him, y'all remember? Yeah, when Tucker would go back at him, you're like, he was challenging the authenticity of what he's saying. It's like, bro, the Bible, do you know where it says that in the Bible? You're saying this from a scripture, but do you really? Strong, authentic leadership. Because again, these people are going to lie because certainty, conviction gives them power. Conviction gives them a base of people. That's all these people want. Power for the sake of power, right? Power for the sake of power. That's all these people want. They don't want anything else. So they will lie on the camera. They will lie because as long as they're doing it with conviction, there are people they cannot understand. They do not have the ability to understand these nuanced concepts. So if you keep them in a perpetual state of fear, they'll want to follow you, okay? Whether we like it or not, right? Stupid people need living examples to follow, right? This is why they love Jesus, right? The cult I was in was a Christian cult, right? And I don't think it was necessarily because I was stupid. I think I was young. Like I said, emotionally manipulated. And a lot of times, this is the other thing I want to say about being stupid. You can be intelligent and still be stupid because you're not thinking clearly, right? Anytime you are overly being led by your emotions, again, I don't do this emotion versus logic thing because I understand we need both. But I think anytime one gets too much greater than the other, particularly emotions, it's very easy for you to get manipulated because you're going to feel like you're right, even though you're not. Okay. But these people, and these people will always exist. Yes, we are going to, once we get a pro-human society, education is going to be a right. Right? We've talked about this. In our new constitution, education should be a human right from birth to death. And that's going to look like a lot of different things. It doesn't mean we put people in school for their whole life. That's going to mean a lot of different things. That's going to mean having public funding for peer-to-peer education, right? For licensed educations, for unlicensed education, for school education, for adult education, we need to make education as a human right, a college education. We need to make sure that we do that because then that's going to reduce the capacity, that's going to reduce the population of people who aren't able to get these things, okay? But while they're here, these people need people to follow. And so I want to read this from my manifesto, the Overman's Manifesto. You can link in the bio, Mercy for Maya. First link, the Overman's Manifesto. This is page 36 where I talk about cults, okay? And I want you guys to think about this as what I've been saying, okay? Cults aren't going anywhere. That might be hard to hear, but it's true. We like to think of cults as fringe phenomenons, aberrations caused by manipulation, isolation, and abuse. But the truth is, Cults are a natural byproduct of how human beings search for meaning. They've been around since the ancient world, and back then, they weren't necessarily seen as a bad thing. A cult was just a group organized around shared beliefs, rituals, or devotion to a figure or force. It was neutral. A way for people to orient themselves in a confusing world, and maybe they had a point. The ancients understood something we've forgotten, that people are always going to make idols out of something. Always and always, because it's built into our wiring. The chaos of existence is too much for some people to face alone. So they look for someone to follow, someone who seems sure, someone with answers, someone with charisma, which comes from that Greek word cherish, meaning gift or favor, often believed to be from the gods. That divine quality, that sense of destiny, that energy that makes people lean in and say, lead me. So when we talk about cults, we need to move beyond the cartoon version, the one with the brainwashed followers in robes drinking Kool-Aid. We need to understand that cults are a mirror of a deeper truth. People want direction. They want clarity. They want leadership. Not everyone, but most. And so cults, like governments, religions, fandoms, and political movements, are expressions of desire. Desire to be told where to go, what to do, and who to be. That's why I think it's time we reframe how we talk about cults. Instead of pretending like we can get rid of them, we should start asking better questions. What is a good cult? What is a bad one? How do we recognize the difference? Because at the end of the day, the difference isn't about size or even devotion. It is the ethics of the leadership, the integrity of the message, the freedom people retain while still being guided. If you're stepping into leadership in this era, especially bold, radical, visionary leadership, you need to understand this. People are going to idolize you. You don't even have to ask for it. They will project their need for meaning onto you. They will hand you their nervous system, their minds, their emotions. And if you're not careful, you'll start to believe the fantasy too, that you are the answer, that you're different, that you deserve their devotion. That's when it gets dangerous, because the moment you exploit idolatry, you can hijack people's body, literally, their fight or flight responses, their trauma patterns, and their sense of self. I wrote that's in the cults and consent section, because I talked about how in that section, my experience being in a cult and even eventually working my way up to being a cult leader when I was 24, and how at 24, man, people saw me as the voice of God. Like, people were coming to me for everything. What scripture do I read? Should I get married? Who should I date? So, like I said, some people who are in here today know me from that time period. And what I learned after that was, one thing I said in the video was, one, truth doesn't matter. It only matters what people believe is true. That's how they're going to live. And two, you cannot stop human idolatry. Listen, guys, it's happening to me. Many of those comments on that video was telling me, oh man, you should run for office. You got my vote. I make one video about people being stupid, and now people want me to be the leader. Number one, I got no problem with that, right? Yes, bro, at 24, they were taking life advice from me. Marriage, money, everything, bro. Yes, bro. I'm telling you. I think Lisa's on here. She knows this guy named Daniel, and Daniel, really cool guy. We're still friends to this day. We're both out of the cult now, but I remember Daniel was like my disciple. Like, I was like his handler. That's what I call him now, because that's what it was. No, it was for this group called the International Christian Churches. I'm actually suing them right now for a couple $1 million for defamation, but you can see that's going on Facebook. We've been doing that for a little bit, but no, I remember Daniel. I left. I moved to Eugene to lead a church in Eugene, and I left on like Wednesday or Tuesday, and I called Daniel on Thursday. I said, "Hey, Daniel, I need you to move up here." Daniel quit his job on Friday, packed his car, drove up from LA to Eugene on Saturday, and by Sunday he had placed membership at the church, and he had already started looking for him a job. And there was another couple. I said, hey, I need you to move to this city. I didn't ask him. I said, hey, I just need you to move. And so the reason why people gave me that authority was because inside of the cult, my position required them to listen to me. I see that now. Back then, I thought I was just doing the Lord's work like everybody else. I thought I was serving God. I thought I was serving my community. I thought this is what I was supposed to do. And then as I moved up and I found out, oh, the money is not going to where we're preaching the money is going to, I got out of there, right? But one of the things I began to understand is that, wow, part of the reason why I was able to have that much power is because people wanted me to have that much power. People wanted somebody to lead or to lead them. And this is why I tell people, it's like, listen, guys, when you guys find spiritual or political leaders, whether it be me or somebody else, you must support them both publicly and financially. We have seen this play out over and over and over again. Somebody starts off radical, somebody starts off for the cause, and then eventually they have to compromise with power. Why? Because they can't either A, they were grifters and charlatans the whole time, which happens a lot of the time, or two, what they want to do has to be funded by money with strings attached on it. And so this is why I tell people, like, listen, you guys have got to financially support people like me, other people who are going to lead these people, because these people need leadership. There's no other way around it. You have to give them a leader, and they will just show up in droves. They will show up. They will support. They will engage. They will go to the protest. They will go do this. They will do the work, but they need to be led. And we got to get out of our ego going, no, we need to tell them. They need to see it. If they don't see it, it's because they're bigots. It's because maybe, but I'm trying to build a pro-human society. And I want the people who want the leadership for a pro-human society. I'm telling people, I'm their guy. I tell people all the time, if the church makes you give 10% of your income, you could give me $10 a month, and I promise you will have way more spiritual growth in 1 month than you can get out of the church. Because I'm not going to try to control you. I'm going to call you higher, and I'm never going to call you to do something that I haven't done or I'm not doing myself, right? That's what they want. That's what they want. When I was in the cult, when other people was in the cult, that's what they want. They want a living example. You might understand the system, get it. I don't need nobody to lead me. Like, I can read a book, I can check. These people cannot. And so if you do not build, we talked about this, there's two parts to power, the people who build the throne and the person who sits on it. If you do not go build your throne, if you do not go publicly and financially support the people who can lead the stupid people, then either you got to do it yourself or you have to live with the consequences of bold, radical charlatans and bad faith actors who are going to do it. Right? Because I talk about this all the time, right? If we can be mad at how things are, right? Yeah, it was a Christian thing. It was called the International Christian Churches. They're still a cult. I'm suing them right now. But I say this to people all the time. We can be mad about how things are, or we can like get to it and really get to work. These people are going to exist. There's nothing like there are going to be people who they just, for whatever reason, either from a childhood, and religion has a lot to do with this. But I talk about this in the manifesto. Again, I encourage everyone to click the link in the bio, download a copy of the Overman's Manifesto. But I talk a lot about this. People want direction. And a lot of us are fooling ourselves. We think that our intellect is giving us direction. But this is why we can talk for days about racism, but we can't come up with a solution for it. We can talk about days about misogyny and sexism and patriarchy, but we can't implement a system that would get rid of it. We can sit here, oh, capitalism this, capitalism. Okay, give me a system that's not capitalistic that the whole world can implement, right? We also trick ourselves and think, oh, because I have knowledge, because I'm not stupid, that I can't do this. It's like, you need to take a step back too. None of us have the answers. And so this is why I say, hey, if we all stand for something, none of us are bending a knee, okay? I'll end it like this, okay? Think of stupid people like water. If you don't put them in a strong container, they're just going to morph into whatever container they find. And if that is a cult that takes advantage of them, if that is a political leader who just uses them for power, then that's what it's going to be. But we have to start going, hey, we got to start leading these, we got to start directing these people where they need to go, right? You're not going to debate stupidity into intelligence. Never going to happen. It's why I don't watch a lot of these Jubilees and all these. I don't watch those. To me, it gives the illusion that these people can be debated. And also, we should not be debating facts, right? Even the Bible says, answer a fool according to his folly and you become just like him, right? We get in there, we debate facts. Now it delegitimizes facts. These people don't have the ability to debate, so don't debate. I don't care if you get views. I don't care if you get clicks. Stop debating. They don't have the ability to debate. They don't. You see them when they talk, like that Jordan Peterson one. And again, that's a perfect example. You can have degrees. You can be intellectual and still be stupid. Like we saw it. We saw it, you know. Yep, do not go back and forth with ignorance. They don't even know. They don't even know what their position is. Yep, it's just a win. And that's the issue. And then we talked about how that distorts the meaning of words. It just distorts what we're trying to do. It's like part of us is emotional discipline and that ability to go, I'm not engaging with that, right? We even talk about it with the algorithm, right? The algorithm reads from us. We're on autopilot and the algorithm's just getting data from us as we're on autopilot. What am I trying to do? I am trying to get the people united around a new constitution. That is my ultimate goal. I want to write a new constitution. The constitution that we have does not work for us, and nobody's obeying it. It's like, why are we pretending? Why are we pretending, one, that this document is for all of us? It's just not. The document was not written for me in any way, shape, or form, right? And we can amend it, but that spirit is still there. What you want to change? My main thing is I want a pro-human society built around a certain set of values and a certain set of rights and responsibilities. So the rights we talked about, obviously people should have the right to their own body, the right to education, the right to health care, the right to feel safe. But we also talked about responsibilities. We also want a constitution that is not just overly focused on law. So we talk about community as law. Structurally, what that looks like elevating the role of state governor. I think state governors need more of the power that the federal government has, because a lot of the issues that you probably going on where you're from in America, I'll probably never see. And that's another reason why we gotta direct people towards leaders, and we gotta raise other leaders up, because a lot of our issues that we're mad about online are local, right? They're local. And so it's one of these things we're trying to get people, we're all bashing up here. And it's like, no, we need state governors to have a little bit more power from the federal government so that they can focus on that. And I also think Congress is too bloated and they don't do anything. I think the federal government's main job should be to support the states and like foreign policy and a few other things. Yeah, the leaders lie. Exactly. So this is why with this, I want this to be a spiritual and political movement. So this is why when I do these national unity conferences, to focus everybody here on something even small or big you can do, because I believe that's where we're at. I think we all know our leaders lie. I think a lot of us don't trust. I think building and supporting within your community. Yep. I think a lot of us know our leaders lie. I think a lot of us don't trust our leaders. I think a lot of us have accepted that the government is not for us. I think a lot of us have accepted that the government just plays to the rich. And I'm like, okay, guys, if we all see this, like, we only have one life, right? Do you realize the states create the federal government? 13 of them. 13 of what? Federal government? I don't understand that. And I've actually been, now another big part of America and another big part of the, we talked about it earlier, but at the start of this, but I truly believe that the 250-year lie that is the United States of America is crumbling in our lifetime. And I think that whether we need to accept it. I think we need to accept it. I think we need to accept that this country was, our founding fathers did not imagine this right here. They were not trying to imagine what we're doing right now. And we can keep trying to retrofit our present into their past. We're just, even Jesus said, you can't pour new wine in an old wineskin. And I feel that that's what the United States of America is doing right now. We're trying to build this multicultural, ethnic, diverse population, but then all the people in power explicitly wants white supremacy. And my issue with white supremacy is that it just doesn't work. It's just a lie. And it's one of these lies that if you view society as one big body, it just hurts everybody. No, I'm not saying get rid of the federal government. No. I'm saying that if we want local stuff right now, I say this too to people. I was like, bro, why are we talking about politics so much? We are citizens. That we literally vote on these guys to do their job. If we have to talk about politics all the time, it's because the politicians aren't doing their job. But the politicians like that because as long as we're talking about them, they got all the power. And so it's not about let's get rid of the federal government. No, absolutely not. It's that everybody needs to focus more locally. The United States of America is so big. Even if it was just all white, it wouldn't even matter, because a white person in Florida is a very different white person from Oregon, which is a very different white person from New Mexico, which is a very different white person from New York, which is a very different white person from Oklahoma. Even if y'all made this a white ethno state and got rid of everything non-white, you would still have a diversity issue, right? You would still have a diversity issue. And I think our Constitution does not want any diversity. And I think our powers that be have never wanted multicultural. Multicultural doesn't work. Culture is what we breed for to keep culture alive. That's just not true. It's not true. It's just not true. That's what I'm saying. That's just a myth of white supremacy. There are tons of multicultural places. Go to Los Angeles and tell me multiculturalism doesn't work. Go to New York. It's just not true. You know what I'm saying? It totally works. It totally works. Multiculturalism totally works. It just doesn't work for people who don't want multiculturalism, right? And this is why I talk a lot about self-actualization. You shouldn't even be concerned with another culture unless it's actively hurting you. Yeah, man. I think I tell people this all the time, bro. It's fam, I don't know what people wanted. If you're going to allow a person who has faced as many charges as that guy has run for president, there's no other outcome we could get, right? It's why I tell people, who, I don't know who you're talking about, Newts. But yeah, we're just in a situation where it's yeah, there's a lot of multicultural places all over the state. Again, this is why I say people have to be emotionally manipulated to believe these things, because you can just go outside. you can just get on a plane and go to a new city, or you can just get on the internet and you can see multiculturalism isn't bad. It's only bad for the people who are afraid their cultures will be erased. You think people go to war and conquer land to give it up to other cultures? My guy, it is 2025. I'm going to say this and bro, nobody wants to go to war these days. Nobody wants to fight over land anymore. We really don't. This is not a thing that we want to do anymore. Right? We don't want to do it. Right? You do. Okay, then go do it, man. Knock yourself out. But I don't think people are just going to let you take their land, And that's what I'm saying. I think this is a great example of okay, how do we handle anti-human sentiment? Because it's bro, the earth is going to be here when we all leave. The borders are going to change whether you feel like it or not. America is not going to be America the same way 250 years from now. You can think in your head America's always going to look like this little dinosaur looking thing. 200 years from now, America will look different. Just like America looked different 200 years ago. Right? Like we can get all upset about borders all we want, but it's like, name a country that's looked the same the whole time. Working for corporations. I hope this country, I get it. I get it. You're smiling as long as you're the one that benefits. Benefits from what, bro? That's what I'm trying to get through your head, bro. Nobody wants to win. Nobody's trying to win anything. No one's in competition with you, dog. We're not in competition. I'm just nice. Like, I'm smiling because I love me, bro. I'm smiling because I'm nice. I don't got to compare myself to nobody to feel like I'm him, bro. Like, I'm just smiling because I'm nice. Yeah, bro, borders are, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that's what we all want. When we talk about American, what we're really talking about is a set of values and principles that we want people to have. But a lot of times we can't do that because the people in power don't have those principles, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of paranoia, man. It's just like, no, bro, like, everybody can be dope. Like, everybody can be nice, man. Like, white folks can be nice, black folks can be nice, that culture can be nice, everybody can be nice, bro. Everybody can be cool. There's no competition. There's no competition. It's again, the separation is an illusion. It's an illusion, man. It don't matter. Our kid's gonna fuck us all out the gene pool anyway. It don't matter. Our kids are all gonna come together anyway. Ain't that every love story we like in human history? A bunch of kids rebelling against their family's culture? Ain't that every love story ever? No lies, but this is competition. Just wait, fly safe. Okay, man. All right, buddy. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm glad. Look, I grew up in Georgia, and I went to a really cool high school, Campbell High School in Smyrna. And what was really cool at our school was that in our cafeteria, we had a flag of, like, everybody that was represented. And at one point, I think my junior year, we had over 100 flags up there. And so I always thought that was really cool because while the place I lived was, like, predominantly black, like, I got to be around a lot of different cultures. I got to hear, like, Spanish in the morning. I got to hear, like, other languages in Arabic in the morning. Like, I got to, like, it was really cool, man. Like, this is why, like, everybody wants to fight white supremacy, because it's like, it's just weak, man. Like, why do you feel threatened by humans? It's the same thing I feel about, like, when people get afraid of AI. It's like, just unplug it. People go, what happens if the machines turn on us? Unplug them. That's it, man. Like, if you're like, oh my gosh, the machine's going to find so much out about us that they're going to hate us. Yeah, then you pour water on the motherboard and you go to lunch. You know, but like, it's just this fear-based ideology where everybody's coming to get me only because you oppress people, dog. Like, you take everything. If y'all don't take everything, nobody will mess with you. But we build stuff and then you take it. Mickey 17, Mickey died 17 times. Okay. Dope movie. No problem, Dottie. Good to see you. No, thanks for stopping by, man. We just yapping now. We did our live, man. Let me know what other topics you guys want to talk about. Back on, I uploaded all parts of the manifesto to YouTube. And when I get home, I am going to upload all 98 parts. It's 6.5 hours long. So if you guys want to watch the reading of my manifesto, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. My YouTube channel is Gabe the Great. The individual parts that are here on TikTok, those are up on YouTube now, but I'm going to upload it all together. It was 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours of me sitting right here reading my manifesto. So, yeah, it's programming. It's got to be programming, man. I've never met a bigoted or a hateful child. Ever, bro. It's programming, and we got to recognize that. I've been helping people try to see that, like, when we talk about the system, we got to understand the system is the software in our brain. And if we just consciously start engaging with reality different, we change the system. You can't pull up on the system. You can't like, oh, here's the address for the system, right? I've been telling people like treat these guys like the substitute teachers they are, man. That's all we got. We got to actualize it. I think a lot of us feel things that we don't actualize. And we got to start actualizing the sentiment of what's going on all around the country and the sentiment of how we feel. I think most of us I think everybody wants change, but I think most people want a forward change. Just like, we're like, I was discussing with somebody today how like other countries, they have like 5 penitentiaries. And it's like, we know for a fact jail doesn't work. Like, we know for a fact it does nothing but make people rich. Like, it doesn't work. But we have the most incarcerated people. Why? Because we have some sick, twisted individuals at the top of our society. That's it. There's no logical reason. There's no ethical reason. There's no moral reason. All of it, like, jail doesn't work. But we have the highest incarcerated population because there's these sick individuals at the top of our society that believe that they want to be in competition with us. They want to take advantage of us. And it's like, guys, they're the problem. Like, once they're out of here, like, we're good to go. Like, and we're at that point in human history. We're at that point in human history where it's like, we know too much to go back. Right? Like, we just know a lot of the stuff that like our government has implemented doesn't work. And so it's one of these things where, you know, yeah, it's like we all may want different things, but we all kind of want the same thing, right? Like, we may want it differently. We may want to go about it differently, but most of us, we don't mess with one another. Right? Most of us think the other humans are cool. Most of us think people of other nationality. Like, I love learning about other people's culture. I think it's so dope. I think it's so dope when I see someone dressed differently. I think it's so dope when I see someone with different hair or speak a different language. I think that's dope. Like, I think that's really cool. Like, I want to visit different parts of the world. Like, why would I want to bend the entire world to be what I want it to be? That just doesn't, like, that's not fun. That's not engaging, you know? And so it's like, yeah, it's like they are the problem. It's like, we know who they are. We just need to get a movement around and just, hey, man, we're not playing with y'all no more, dog. Jigs up. There's more of us than there is of you. So what do y'all want to do? Y'all own everything. So whatever you destroy is yours. We at the bottom. We gonna be all right. We know how to adapt. We know how to come together. We know how to build community. But y'all at the top, y'all don't know. We built everything you got. So whatever y'all want to do, we up. Right? We just need, and a lot of these guys that I found out in my challenging of power, right? Whether it's my daughter's school district, whether it's the Oregon Court of Appeals, whether it's my former cult leader, what I know about challenging power is 99% of these guys are talk. Again, you can easily emotionally manipulate people just by sounding certain, just by sounding like you know what you're talking about. Like, that's it. You don't have to have any other skill in life. Look at how many people have hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube and TikTok. Why? Because they sound like they know what they're talking about. People need direction. People need cravings. This is why us conscious people who see that, we have to vocally and publicly, publicly and financially support the people that we know are good leaders and go, I got to put her on. Like, in my YouTube videos, not in these last ones with the manifestos, but before, if you go to the bottom of my YouTube section, I always include a list of other great, like, I think YouTubers that people would benefit from, especially during this time period. I call them resistant tubers. People who make YouTube content that's structured around resistance or like revolt or us coming together as a nation right now. I put them in there because it's like, yo, we've got to filter the world to where they need to go. We've got to gently nudge people, right? Hey, you need to listen to this guy. Hey, you need to listen to this girl, right? We need to, hey, take that. And again, the crazy part is we know. We know if we all do a little, nobody's got to do a lot. If everybody does their share, we'll be fine. We know it works. We know it works. We just need to actualize it. It's one of the reasons why, you know, as I'd be thinking about making money, I think I told you guys this a little bit ago. Like, I don't want to sell merch. It's not that I don't want people to have merch. It's I don't want to sell it because I want the revolution to, like, be funded by the people so the people don't have to go outside. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want us to have to go outside the movement for funding. I don't want us to have to rely on this distributor, this manufacturer. It's like, if we're going to do this movement, we got to support each other, and we got to create an economy within us that flows the money, right? So I tell people this all the time. It's like, I want to become the richest person in the world so that I can circulate the money to where it needs to go. That's how you redistribute wealth. People go, oh, wealth needs to be redistributed. Okay. Cancel the Netflix, cancel the Hulu, right? Find 4 leaders, 4 creators, whatever, who are doing the work. Go put that towards them. Divvy it up, put it towards them, right? That's redistributing wealth. If everybody does it, like, it's so, like, the numbers you can get is crazy. The numbers you can get is crazy if everybody does a little. And so we got to understand the system is here. The system is the software. Fighting the system is going, wait a second. They're already taking my taxes and using it against me. They're not using, some of it's using it for me, but a lot of it, they're using it against me. That means this rest that I got, obviously I got to take care of myself, feed my family, but I also got to make sure that I'm looking ahead towards the future and making sure that my children are going to have a future worth having. That's why I'm here, because we just can't keep going down this path. I don't care how you feel about right or left. I genuinely don't. Like, what we're doing right now is stupid. It's dumb. Like, I just punt the whole premise of it. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, we can't. We're not having real conversations, you know. Yeah, for about an hour. I've been here since about 6. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like that's what's going on with Israel, Susie. I believe it. But you know what I think about this? And if you're a white guy, don't take this personally, because I'm probably not talking about you. Is a lot of this is going to show me that, like, a lot of powerful white men are really weak. Because in my head, I just go like, fam, like, I was watching that Ted Cruz interview, and I was like, bro, you don't feel like a little hoe right now? Like, I was just watching it, like, as a man, like, how are you letting these words come out of your mouth? Even any of the guys around Trump, like, the way they just, like, suck them off. I'm just like, dude, there's nothing in you. Like, there cannot be a masculine bone in your body. Like, I see the way these guys grovel, like, over their leader. And it's like, these guys worship power for the sake of power. I'm like, man, y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? And so it's one of these things where it makes a guy like me go like, bro, I literally just need money and support. Like, these guys are weak. Like, these guys, like, they're not strong. It's like, Jesus Christ, what does Israel have on you guys? But yeah. Yep, it's our bombs, and that's the other thing too. It's like, it's all our material. But my thing is, like, bro, like, what is the, like, and that's what I be trying to tell people. Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, when you are in power, and again, as a person who felt like they've had all the power in the world at 24, a lot of us at the bottom, we think like there's logic to this stuff. These people in power just do what they want because they can. Who's going to stop them? They're the people who's supposed to stop them, right? Like, you can't have immoral people in government. You don't have a government anymore. It just doesn't work like that, you know? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And that's the thing, man. We're like, we all know it. We all know it. We all know what's going on. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I'm gonna get in this house. Yeah, exactly. All the way to their $10 million homes. Exactly. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. And we'll stay in it, man. Thank you guys so much who followed me. Thank you so much who stayed for the whole time. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Love you guys. I'll see you.